Hey guys, welcome to my review of this amazingly awesome keyboard, which the box is upside down. The Razer Blackwidow 2014 Ultimate Edition thingy tournament thing with the key switches, which are Razer ones, which are quite good. And yeah, I'm gonna go and do stuff. There's actually no table here now because I haven't built it, but I will build a table and it will be my unboxing and review table. So yeah. Okay, so hey guys, this is my review on the Razer Blackwidow Tournament Edition. This is the 2014, this is the UK layout. Basically, to kick off with the keyboard, there is a lot of just branding about the new Razer key switch, which is like here, and I'll do some B-roll of that. But basically it's just their new key switch, which is basically almost a copy of Cherry MX Blue, but there are some little tiny changes which I'll explain in a minute. But on the front of the box we have obviously a picture of the keyboard, which looks very nice, and then we have some specs down the front, a lovely glossy and shiny kind of logo, which is like almost a mirrored finish, but it's sort of got a rainbow effect on it as well, so it looks really nice and sharp. Razer is so good at packaging. On the back, if we flip the box around, you'll see that there is some detailed information about their key switches and kicks, comparing it to another random brand, but we all know that that is Cherry MX Blue key switches, mainly because the colour is blue, like on the diagram, so there we go. Also there's some more information about their keyboard and things you can program and blah de blah de blah. Don't want to get into too much detail about that. If you want to learn more, you can look on their website. The inside of the box, which is worth noting, is actually green, which is really nice. Razer is just so good at packaging. On the inside of the box we have this kind of plain looking cardboard box, which is actually made of recycled materials, so that's nice. It's a way to keep costs down. It just says for gamers by gamers on the front. Then there's a lovely Razer logo which spans across the box. Inside the box you get a pretty much normally where you'd find a CD and driver. You just get welcome to the cult of Razer, some product information, a picture of the product you bought, so that's nice. You get stickers as well, but they aren't in here because I already used them. And then basically just a user's guide, which is very in-depth in every single language and is actually useful. I did have a read of it. If you get stuck, I would consult that before you consult the website, just because it's in paper form and right in front of you. Okay, so to the piece de resistance. In here there is a Razer keyboard. This is a really lovely soft kind of, I'm not sure what material you would call this. If anyone knows, it's kind of I think it's like ultra suede material, but it's really nice and soft. One thing in the B-roll you'll see there's a load of marks over it. Those are just purely from shipping where it's touched the box or been handled at the facility, but it does attract quite a lot of dust, so it does look dusty, and I guess the finish would be, or the look of it would go away after a while. But it does a really good job of holding on to the product in question. So on that front at least it's really nice, and it keeps your product from getting scratched, which is good because I actually took this to school today to use as my keyboard in my computer lesson today, so it was a really nice experience having a keyboard that fits in my bag, but it fits, nice and snug, nothing scratched it, still all the key switches work, brilliant to type on. Now if we open it up, the first thing that we see at the end is a little tiny pocket flap here, which is where the cable is meant to go. I have the cable here. It's a 2-meter USB cable which terminates in a mini USB cable, or mini USB, which is really nice. It's also profiled at the end. I'm not sure whether you can see that. It's basically just profiled so that it fits the keyboard and just looks really sharp. So that is I guess the boring part of it. Now we get into the actual keyboard, and if we take the keyboard out of the box, the first thing we notice, or that you might notice, is that obviously it's a 10 keyless keyboard, so you don't have a number pad, which is basically what that means. It's got pretty much exactly the same finish as the Blackwidow Ultimate 2013, which I actually have. I have the 2013 version, so I've still got the Cherry MX Blues, which I love. Basically, same matte finish, which looks absolutely beautiful, and I would just recommend that every single day of the week. It doesn't tarnish very easily. I've had very little, I've had to clean this very little since I've actually bought it, and the same with the 2013 Ultimate keyboard. So it is really lovely. The key switches feel a little bit different to the Ultimate version of the keyboard, and that's mainly because there is no back plate on there. I was going to put that down to the fact that they're different key switches, but the actual actuation of it does not, I can't feel any difference, but I guess it is slightly faster for double taps, which is what they intended for that, so hats off to them. I just prefer the blues for the nostalgia, or whatever it's called, whatever. I just prefer them because I prefer them, no real reason to. The second thing you might notice about the keyboard, all the keycaps are printed rather than illuminated. Also, one thing to note about the keycaps, they are made of a slightly translucent material. Like, the actual material they're made of is translucent, even though the actual keys themselves aren't translucent, because if you shine a light through, you can clearly see light through the other side. Whereas the ones on the Blackwidow Ultimate, they're all they're not translucent, but they let light through, but they're kind of frosted. The same with these keys, the scroll lock key, it's white underneath compared to black. So I'm not sure how these will wear out. The ones on my Blackwidow Ultimate, one minor complaint I guess is that they get greasy really quickly. I'm not sure what that's due to the material that they're made of, but they just get greasy. This one kind of does, but I mean, I haven't been using it for as long as the Blackwidow, but the Blackwidow Ultimate I can clean quite easily as well. The USB cable is 2-meter braided, which I mentioned before, or sort of mentioned. Each connector is gold plated on the inside and the outside. The outside doesn't actually make a difference, it just looks bling. So yeah. It's really handy to have this cable, such a long one, because you can plug it into your media PC or something like that. I would have liked to see maybe a I don't know, maybe a slightly shorter cable, like a meter one, because this is a bit excessive if you want to just plug it into something next to you, or an extremely short one such as this one, because, you know, why not? It would just be a nice thing to have. This is the one that I actually carry around with the keyboard most of the time. I do take this with me, but this is the one that goes in the keyboard bag, mainly because where I was using it today is there and the keyboard's here, so I can just plug it in and then there's no excess cable. But I guess this is very handy if you need it, and this is going to be more handy than this, so, you know, trade-off of being long when you don't want it to be, but then this would be too short when you want it to be long. So yeah, this has got more potential, I guess. So they did include this, but I would have preferred it if they either made this cable separatable in the middle, or this was just just they included a very short cable. But having said that, it uses mini USB, so it can use pretty much any mini USB cable. So that's a brilliant factor. You can see that on the keyboard at the moment, even though I said that all the keys don't light up, which obviously they don't light up, the Razer logo at the bottom still lights up, which looks really sharp when you're in a dimly lit room, or just really anywhere, because today in IT, or whatever you want to call it, computer studies, blah blah blah. It was kind of dimly lit because there were no lights on, and the keyboard LEDs shone up really nice and they look good. The scroll lock key is another one that lights up, including the gaming mode key when you actuate it, obviously, and then the caps lock does that as well. One other thing to remember, it does have macro recording, so if you press the macro button it will shine up the key red, and if you have Synapse enabled it will like record what you press when you're doing stuff. But in terms of the actual keyboard, it is pretty much a small Blackwidow Ultimate, which is what I wanted, because I love the Blackwidow Ultimate so much. I use it every single day and never regret having that keyboard, because it's like Cherry MX Blue, brilliant. It's got a lovely metal backplate, brilliant. It's got brilliant lighting on it. It looks good with the like things. I would go for the chroma if I had bought it at that time, but the Blackwidow chroma, A, it cost a little bit more, and B, I wouldn't actually use the extra colours on a day-to-day basis. It would just be a, hey, look what I can do, and then switch it back to green, because I would just usually have a solid green, and the solid green that's on there by default is brilliant anyway, so whatever. But this keyboard, it is pretty much identical in every way. I wish they released a model that lit up, but then again it is tournament edition, so I guess you wouldn't need that in a tournament, which is what it's used for. So yeah, Razer's key switches are pretty damn good. I cannot tell any difference between it and Cherry MX Blue, and if that helps them cut down on the cost so they can spend a bit more money in other areas, so be it, because to me they just feel the same, apart from the fact that this has a plastic backplate and the Ultimate has a metal backplate. Other than that, it's pretty much an identical keyboard. Also, one thing to note, the Razer logo on here, the glossy part, doesn't actually extend beneath the keyboard, whereas on the Blackwidow Ultimate it extends all the way down, which gives a really nice look to it. But this just looks fine anyway. So yeah, it's a 10 keyless keyboard. It's not that heavy compared to the Blackwidow Ultimate. That's actually a damn heavy keyboard. This is light enough to carry around. Obviously it's not as light as the normal keyboard, but it is really nice, and I am glad I bought it because I can just use it whenever I go on holiday or just go out in general. One last thing to note, guys, this is my laptop. This keyboard is actually small enough that you can literally just place it on top of the normal keys. You'd have to kind of disable the keyboard, but you can place it in the area that the normal keyboard is, so you can have a full like PC gaming experience with your laptop like this and just put a mouse next to it. So I think that is a pretty damn cool, not necessarily feature, and it won't work for every laptop, but at least for my laptop I can just log in and be all like typey type. So tell me what you think, comment below, like, favourite, don't forget to subscribe, all that stuff. I'll see you in the next one.